What's up, what's up? It's time for Done Way Past Funny with your host, G.D. Fenderson. Join us as we discuss the art, science, and business of comedy with comedians and comedian adjacent. With this episode's guest, Lana Siebel. It's time to get down and get dope with Done Way Past Funny. Hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humourist and host of Done Way Past Funny. This is the conclusion of our interview with comedian and actress Lana Siebel. Enjoy. I don't think there is artistry without suffering. I think if the world didn't have suffering, there'd be no artists. I mean, of any kind. No musicians.
I would actually absolutely agree with you. I think there are people who, could do that, and I think it's more than that. I think there's a lot of people who suffer who can't create, and there's people who suffer. But I think there is something interesting about the coming out of it. Yeah, except GD, I wish it was a little bit easier because it's just so intense. Yeah, I just wish it was a little less suffering just to function.
Now, does your husband okay? My wife takes it personally when I get rejected. When I say rejected, I put in I'll audition for something, or I'll put in a bid for a gig or something, and I don't get it, and my wife really takes it personally, like they rejected her. It's like, what the hell? Don't they know what they're missing when they don't have you on the stage? And
I love that.
Okay. And I'm like, it's okay. It's all right. I am so used to being. I hear no more often than I hear. Matter of fact, first I hear nothing. That's the most common answer.
Yes.
Which I really hate because I don't even know if they got it. It's look, at least tell me I suck.
How are we so similar? This is exactly what I just said in therapy. That's exactly what I said. We need to do this on a weekly therapy basis. That's exactly what I just said. The worst is getting nothing. The rejection is oh, thank God. Now I don't have to deal with this schmuck.
Right.
Thank goodness. I don't want to waste any more of my time. The rejection is very much a part of it.
Yeah.
But I love your wife's reaction, and it's very similar to my husband. He just goes, fuck him. He goes, I feel like he's such a supporter, and he feels, he's very, very honest and could be almost harsh. So I know when he believes in me this much, and he says I'm as good as I am, I really believe it. So when he says about this person, fuck them, it's the best kind of support, because it's yeah, you're right. There's so much out there, and I know I don't know how to say it, but better than that kind of whatever it is. I'm not even gonna say rejection. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you started doing comedy, and professionally, when you got to the point where people, when you go to get booked and they say, what do you do? Are you a storyteller? Are you this? Are you that? Did you struggle with that self-labeling thing, or did you say, well, I know what I am, and this is who I am, and I will proudly proclaim that I'm a storyteller. I proudly proclaim I do improv or whatever. Did you struggle with that, especially since you're multi-talented? You're multi-talented.
Yeah, I at first it's just like you said, it's just trying to figure out how you, like you said, how you put yourself in a package. But I realized I don't have to do that, and I feel I was able to tell them I kind of do a lot of it. I do the storytelling, I do the jokes, I do the connecting with the audience, the performative, the good writing. So and then I actually had bookers, really, really great bookers, who came and watched me at theater shows, hundreds of people, and they were like, you're very strong, and your video is not as strong as when I see you live. So that's the whole the technology part of it. Yeah. So that was, and they were like, then they would book me. So now it's just about being seen at this point. But yeah, it's weird how you have to describe yourself and sell yourself. That's just the whole. I guess that's just a part of the business. Um, it's not the greatest thing because you just want people to come see you.
Right. And to
Yeah.
me, the hardest part is because when I was getting help with my EPK a while
Mm.
ago, and they said, well, what do you do? And I like said, okay, I said I do almost everything, And I said I've had
That
other
sounds very
comedians.
sexual.
Yeah,
I like.
well,
Yeah,
yes,
what do you
except for
do?
that. But I've had other comedians, and I started to describe myself the way other comedians had described me. I said I was described as deceptively clever
Hmm.
and hilarious. I was described as a one man show,
Hmm.
and they go, yeah, but that doesn't work. You have to, or what are you? Are you a joke teller? Are you a storyteller? And I said, well, actually, I'm a humorist, is what I
Hmm.
am. I said, if that's the, and they don't get it. It's like, well, what do you mean? What's a humorist? I said, okay, a comedian says funny things. A humorist says things funny.
Hmm.
And they
I
don't
like
get that.
that.
It's like the comedian's going to do set up joke. It's like, no, I'm going to tell you a story. And the way I tell the story, you're going to be laughing because I
Hmm.
said it in a funny way. I didn't say something funny. Like I talk about my mother's rape. And
Hmm.
if I say my mother was raped, people are like, oh my God, that's awful. But the
Yeah.
way it's in my set, people are laughing because I
Yeah.
want them to be able to talk about it because it wasn't my mother's fault. And
Yeah.
women who undergo that, it's not their fault. So
Absolutely.
I'm trying to start a conversation as lightly as possible, using my mother as an example.
Hmm.
But I've had, matter of fact, women are more comfortable with that material than the men are. The men, their butt cheeks get clenched up because they're the rapists.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I saw myself in that. Oh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
So I was just wondering because that for me,
Yeah.
I hate labels. I don't like talking to people and asking them, well, what are you? Because I don't like it when they ask me that. I
Exactly. Exactly. Um, and also, I think it sounds like you bring something very unique, and I pride myself in
it's the
bringing.
hair.
Yeah.
No,
Same. Same. Um, all the credit goes to my hairstylist, but no, I like that. I feel like I almost deliver it like a song. Where it's maybe
yes,
dark material, but then I do it in like you said, in a funny way and
yes,
connected, and people there's a cathartic element to it.
yes,
And it's very powerful. It's very powerful.
yeah. I
Do
know.
that.
I
Yeah.
know most of my material is. I'm not gonna. It's not dark, but I describe my material as discussing mature material in an immature manner.
I like that. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of silly,
Yes.
just really really silly. Yeah, yeah. And I even tell them like this is about to get dumber. So
Yeah.
just yeah. I don't really enjoy uh when people preach or kind of like tell their what we should all be believing. I don't enjoy that. I don't think that's funny either. Yeah.
I did have somebody. I did yet have somebody yell preach at one of my. I was doing a set, and it was about. It wasn't about Jesus on the cross. It was if I were Jesus and I were on the cross. That was the premise. How it would be different, and
Hmm.
so and because I'm a lot nastier than Jesus would have been, you know, and I'm a lot more, I more like I will make you motherfuckers pay for what you're doing, that kind of thing. And so
That's funny.
I was on the cross and I was yelling things like that, and the guy just preach, and I had never, I got on the video. I stop and I go because I had never, you know, I it's funny outside of laughter, which I love the sound of laughter. My favorite reaction is when somebody repeats what I just said.
Yes, yeah, I enjoy that too. Yeah,
I was going to ask you, what is your
yeah,
favorite non-laugh reaction?
yeah. I do this. There's a couple of jokes where I do where people
Mm,
repeat it after, yeah, like a couple, and they laugh, they repeat it, they laugh.
yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
that lets you know they were listening, and it actually touched them. That no,
yeah,
that it's it that sticks with them.
yeah, yeah.
Now, have you ever had someone walk up to you and say, "I really liked it when you did such and such," and it really you just like, "Well, I didn't. I never did anything like that." They try to after you interact with people after a show, and
Yeah.
they'll try to repeat what you said, or I liked it when you did like nobody on the show had said anything like that. It's like,
I'm trying to think. I think there was, yeah, a few times, um, but yeah, mostly I think they repeat the things that actually did happen, um, and it was interesting for me to see when my son performed.
oh, okay,
Yeah, that they were um how much they enjoyed him, and then it was weird for me to see how their point of view changed towards me. Like they even almost um I don't know if the word is like me more. I guess that's a compliment to my son. They liked me more, or they thought more
okay.
of me, maybe, because
I think
maybe
I need
they.
to have a kid. I'm gonna have a
Yeah, I
kid
think
so that I
he
can have
just
some.
to pander to the audience. I think that's a good.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, I didn't. There's definitely not the reason why I wanted him to do it. Because he was so good, and he was very good at schmoozing with people too, which I'm very impressed. He's 12, but he was really very cool. He's really cool with talking with people. He's very good at that. I just relaxed and nice and sweet. But yeah, that was to me that was very interesting. Because I don't really try to um, get likes I don't want sympathy,
Right.
because it is harder.
Yeah.
It is harder, but I look at it as easier because he gives me so much motivation and
Yeah.
inspiration and drive. So I think it is easier in a way. So that's why I don't. But maybe people saw it as like, oh, it's a lot. Yes. So, but it was very weird to see for me. I didn't realize that.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you because when we talked, you said you could probably only do about a half an hour.
And
I
we
didn't
did like
prepare.
almost an
Yeah,
hour and a
and
half.
I
Yeah.
didn't prepare a lot of the questions I would have prepared. I was like, okay, because I want to do this. Um, so I don't know if you have to go, and if not, or if you do have to go, is there anything that we didn't talk about, or any cause that you would like to bring attention to in the last couple of few minutes? That's if
Yeah.
I don't know if you have to go now or if you're.
I do have to pick up my son eventually, and I'm taking him to his rehearsal for Beetlejuice coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, no, I just want to say, first of all, I didn't expect this to go. I didn't think it was. No offense. I didn't think it was going to be as fun as it was
Offense
in time.
taken.
I mean,
Offense
yeah,
taken. No, no.
yeah. I didn't know we had so much in common, and this was a therapeutic. I'm very grateful to you for this, and I've been pretty worn down lately, so I've got to keep figuring out how to take some breaks. But
Well, I'm gonna let you
yeah,
on a little secret. See, part of the thing is I'm not looking for a gotcha moment. All I want is good conversation, and I want people who there are thousands and thousands of people go into comedy. I think some of them a lot of them for the wrong reasons,
yeah,
and they can still be funny, but they shouldn't necessarily be comedians. But
yes,
also, they're good comedians, and they start out and they start giving up too soon, and they
yes,
shouldn't give up. And I just want to understand that yes, we're good at what we do, and I'm saying myself included because I know I'm good at what I do. But I've seen you. I know you're good at what you do. That's why I
appreciate.
like talking to people who are good at what they do. And I want them to understand that we didn't pop out being good. We
No,
we fucking worked at it.
worked very hard,
And
very.
even like in your case, you had a background in dance and acting, but still, and so you had stuff to bring to the stage as a comedian. That's still a different beast.
And I'm gonna tell you this: people in high school, we had a high school reunion a couple of years ago. They were shocked because I literally, I had a lot of different issues. I was going through a lot as a teenager, and I was
Hmm.
dancing, and I was already traveling and competing, and it was a very intense schedule. I would practice after school like to 6 hours every day. It was intense, and I never really talked. I never talked. So now I'm making a living talking, doing comedy. It's a pretty huge leap, and I work, like you said, very very hard, like you did. And almost every day, on a daily basis, people think, oh, it's going really well for that, but you feel like giving up almost every day. And the
Yeah.
amount of rejection, the rejection part is very much a part of it. A
Yeah.
daily rejection.
Now, one of the funny things is my wife has been seeing me do this we've been together for 20 years,
Oh
20,
wow.
21 years we've been together. I've been doing comedy for 10 years. And my wife is so used to me being able to crank stuff out that she doesn't realize how hard it is to actually do work at it. And so if I have a show coming up and I'll prepare for it, like, it's okay, I'm doing an hour set, and I'll start preparing like a month in advance. Even if because I do different types of shows. I have a character show, which is
Hmm.
totally different than my regular stand up, and I also do song parodies, which is totally
Oh.
different. So, and sometimes I'll prepare for like 3 different shows at one time.
Hmm.
And my wife thinks when she sees me do it that I don't need to rehearse or I need to. And so like she goes, well, let's do this. And I'm like, okay. And the thing is, my priority is I want to be a good husband.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my first priority. I want to be a good husband. And I have to work at that harder than I have to do it comedy, but I'm willing to put the work in. So when she says, let's do this, I'll go like, okay, we'll do that. And then I'm up 2 o'clock in the morning working on my material. And my wife doesn't understand because she thinks, I don't understand. She says, you're so funny. You're so good at this. It's like, no, I work at it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. To this day, like you said, I still have like cue cards. Every time I write down my set, every single set. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to show you what I do if I can find it. Uh, oh, come on. I take my sets. Uh, oh, well. Oh, good. I found one. Okay. I have water bottles on stage with me. I have water bottles on stage with me.
Oh.
And I will tape my set on the back of the water bottle.
Oh, I love that.
So,
Oh, that's a great idea.
and I have to do that because I'm a talker. And I will get off track and I will think I've told the joke already. And it's like, no, I didn't. And if left to my own devices, I will skip ahead 4 or 5 jokes, forgetting that, oh shit, this is a callback and I never told that joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
so if I realize I've just started riffing and I'll go like, okay, what's the last thing I did? Oh, okay, yeah, I did that. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, good. And then that's it. And because I can get like maybe 30 minutes on the back of each bottle. So I may have like 3 bottles up on stage with me or something. No, because
Yeah.
but that's how I do it. I mean,
I like that a lot. Yeah, every set I write it out, and then now it's been really nice where I'm so loose with it, that I sometimes I just toss away half of it, and then I go to the end, then I go back to the beginning because I feel like I know it so well, and then I'm trying out a little bit of new stuff. So it's I guess you get to a point where you've worked so hard and for so many years that you know how to kind of organize it in your head, know how much time. It's like it's almost scientific. Yeah.
yeah, because that's the thing is I don't like seeing the light. I don't like seeing the light.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
someone says to me, we need you to do 12 minutes, we need you to do 30 minutes, we need you to do
That's become
whatever it is.
harder. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's become harder.
whatever they say, I will rehearse so that I'm like, okay, bam, 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 and I have an imaginary audience in my head.
Yeah.
Because I know how long they should laugh at this. I know if they should laugh, if they should groan. I know all that stuff, and then I time it out, and I go like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only time I get screwed up is when once the light, if I see the light, I'll go like, especially if I'm in the middle of something. It's like,
Yeah.
show me the light when they're laughing. Okay, wait till they're laughing and then show the light. Don't do it in the middle of a sentence because I get
Yeah, no, it's
distracted.
become more challenging, and also I'm in New York especially, I really am, and I try to time everything. So I really try to be really careful not to
Yeah.
run the light. Yeah, yeah,
If
because
I'm going to run the light, because like I have stories. I tell stories, and if I start a story and I know this is like a, if I know they give me the light and I say 2 minutes, I have 2 minutes left, and I know the story I'm about to tell is 5 minutes long, I will say, "Can I do?" I said, "This is a 5 minute bit. Well, like, do I have time to do it?"
mm,
And they'll go, "Oh," they'll say yes or no, and if they say no, then I'll have like I do have like I don't do many jokes, but I do have like 4 or 5 jokes that I've written, and I'll be like, okay, well, I'll do these jokes then, and then I'm done. If they say go ahead, then I'll go ahead and let the story fly.
I like that. That's nice. Yeah.
Because
Um,
I try to be considerate of the audience's time and of the time of the other comedians.
yeah. Yeah. Same. Same. And there's just I'm very thankful for the road, and doing the longer time, because yeah, in New York it's very little time,
Yeah,
lot of comedians, but I do feel like I'm proud to say I stand out because I've done so many years of headlining sets already, and
yeah.
just a lot of work, and a special. So I do feel like I'm standing out, but it's still very challenging. And unfortunately, lately I've been getting. I thought it was in my head, but maybe comics more that are starting out spreading rumors, and it's
Yeah.
been kind of disheartening and upsetting. Uh, it's where I've actually had that with clubs, and I had to tell them this isn't true. Like, it's actually not true what you've heard. So,
Now, what's the
uh,
worst? Also, the worst rumor that was about me was that was being spread among other bookers is I would not take a feature gig. I'd only take a headlining gig,
mm,
which didn't make sense because I was
yeah,
like, because I'd be saying, can I get, can I get a gig? Like, can I get like 10, 15 minutes on time? And they're like, if I'm asking for like a 10 or 15 minute spot, that means I'm willing to not headline because I'm
yeah,
trying, because I'm trying to stay relevant.
yeah,
But for the longest time, it's like, yeah, but he will only take a headlining gig,
yeah,
which is
uh,
damaging, but
yeah, because you want to work.
right. So
Um,
what's the worst
I
thing?
don't know
No.
if we should edit this out,
Okay,
but I
then
just had, yeah, maybe not, yeah.
okay, then
But
let me
yeah, it
see.
was it was actually like 100% not true, and I actually have um, a recording to prove it too. So that
Okay,
was,
so I can leave
yeah,
that answer in. We don't have to edit. So you don't need me
yeah,
to edit this out then, right? Or do
yeah.
it.
No, we don't need to edit that. But
Okay.
it was very disheartening because first of all, I felt really more than upset, just like first of all confused, like what, like this is so not true, and then just like I'm trying to do a good job all the time, and I'm never disrespectful or mean, or like I try to be so good to others. So that was like wow. And um and then on the other side of it is it's never going to be good karma for the other person who's spreading the rumors,
Right.
and the other person who's believing them, who the people that are involved in these negativity and these rumors. It's just it's not going to work out for them. So yeah, that was pretty shocked.
So what's the best and or worst advice you've gotten from another person about being about comedy?
Oh, again, wow, great question, great. um
I'm starting to think you just aren't used to being interviewed. My questions are just so. I'm starting to think that maybe my questions just suck, and you're just not used to being interviewed. It's like, whoa, you asked me my age. That's so.
No, I wouldn't say. If you asked me my age, I would say, go fuck yourself. So there you
Okay,
go. See
that
how
now
nice
that's a
up until a
keeper.
point.
That's going in the highlight reel. Okay, no.
Yeah. um, Best and worst advice. I haven't thought it. Well, I'm gonna be honest. When I was first starting out, a lot of comics come in and they start to like give you like, oh, you should use this as a tag. I
Hmm.
I think in the all the over 10 years, I think I might have used one or two tags, maybe at best. I can remember exactly what they are, and I've told them like, "Wow, thank you. That's a good." One even told me, "If you don't use it, I'm gonna steal your bit and use that." I'm
Now
like,
I have
"No."
now
I'm like, "I don't think so." Yeah, that actually happened. So
I have threatened a comedian with that.
mm,
I'm so you go ahead. I'll tell you. I'll go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So best best advice. Hmm. Well, I think my husband. I'm gonna give him a lot of credit. And like again, when I said sometimes you really want to take the bait and
Hmm.
dish it back to the person when they're being a full-on asshole or treating you unfairly. But I feel like my husband's really given me the strength to. He's told me, be the bigger person, be better
All right.
than this, you're better, you're cooler, you're stronger. And and I feel like I have come out feeling stronger and cooler and better. And um, it's a much better feeling than taking the bait and being mean for that 1 second. It might feel like it's satisfying, but it's not, and you don't like the person that you are.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess very maybe, I don't know. I have a Jesus bit as well. So maybe a stronger kindness could be much stronger, and yeah, than being mean is a weakness. So yeah, I think he's given me the best advice.
Okay. Now there was a comedian who was hit a very smart guy, very very good comedian, right? Really good material, and he had a bit about haunted houses,
Mm.
and it was a white guy. I'm prefacing this, but he's a white guy, and he was talking about the haunted houses, and he says, and you don't see any black ghosts; they're only white ghosts. And so he goes like black ghosts have better places to be, something like that. And I'm just paraphrasing because I don't want to do his actual routine. So I said to him after his set, I said, you know what you should say? I said, there aren't any black ghosts. They want to be called spooks. And he's like, oh, he goes, I can't say that. I said, you can say that. I said, no, you can say that. He goes, no, I can't. I said, well, if you don't say it, I'm so. And the funny thing is, I never stole his joke, and he never would use that line. So, but my father's deceased, and actually I had a
Mm.
dream about him coming to visit me once.
Mm.
And in the in the dream, he says we can't talk in here. We need to go someplace else to talk. I said okay. So I followed him into this other room, and it was like really really hot. It was really hot where my father was. I'm like, is this just, I said, Dad, it's just me. Or it's like, it's really hot in here.
Oh
He
wow.
goes, he says, oh, you'll get used to it. So, and
Wow.
that was the actual dream.
Wow.
So I just said, so my father came to me. I said, it wasn't like it was a ghost thing. 'Cause, there are no black ghosts. I said, he's a spook. And that was it. And
That's great.
so I did wind up using it. So I had other people where I've had these punchlines I've given them, and they're like, "Oh, I can't say that." And so then I said, "Well, I like that punchline. I would write a joke just so I could use the
Yeah,
punchline."
that's different. And I've come to, sometimes I would think, oh my God, that's exactly similar to what I did, and that, but I, like you said, like yours is so unique to who you are, and I feel I do this. I try to do the same thing, very very specific to me,
Right.
that it can't be, the same material.
Yeah, specific but relatable. You
Yeah,
know, it's
yeah.
like it's specific to me, but anybody can go through this. Like I'm sure, like I'm not the only person who's. I mean, a lot of people, their fathers may still be alive, but they have relatives that passed on. It's like, would you visit them if they were like in hell? Come
That's
on,
funny.
come just we can come talk. Well, let me talk to you. Oh
That's
Lord.
funny. That's
but
really funny. I like that a lot.
and
Yeah.
when I woke up, I told my first wife. I told her about the dream, and she goes, "Do you think your father's in hell?" I said, "Think." I said, "Are you kidding?" I never had a doubt. The dream just confirmed it. I was like, I
That's
said, the only doubt was whether or not there was a hell. Now there is, and there he is. Okay, that's it.
That's funny.
I'm at peace with it.
Yeah. That's
No,
funny.
it's like being a kid and all your brothers and sisters are going to the movie and you can't go because you're too young. Okay,
Mhm.
my dad's someplace I can't go. All right.
That's great. Yeah, that's all really cool. Yeah, I like this.
So I look, I really appreciate you doing this, but and if I knew we were going to go this long, because I prepared 2 clips, and
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I know we're actually was it your positive mom part from the dry bar. You said you want to be a more
Oh
positive
yeah,
mom.
my
Yeah,
my the negative. Yeah, negative.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what I will do with your permission, because I try to divide these up into like 30-minute clips. You did talk about being a more positive mom earlier. So I can play the clip right after that. We just won't get a chance to discuss it, so people can see it. If you want, if you like. Otherwise, I can leave it off.
Um, I'm trying to think. Maybe I want them to have a little bit of a teaser so they can watch the clip. Otherwise, if they keep,
Okay.
yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah, sure, sure.
yeah, yeah. I like
Because
that bit a lot, actually. Yeah.
yeah, so because the whole point of me doing this, aside from I like talking to you and I like for people to learn
Thank you.
from you, is I want to help drive people toward your dry bar comedy thing.
Very appreciated. Very, very much appreciated. And yeah,
Age
that means a lot
appropriate.
to me. Thank you.
So, thank you so much for doing this with me. I
No,
appreciate it.
thank you. And I like learning more about you as well. And again, like I'm very pleasantly surprised how similar we are and the, the 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 hardships every day. So yeah. But I feel like we've been through so much more that we got this.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they say, what doesn't kill you makes for good jokes. I think that's.
Exactly. Makes you weaker, but gives you good jokes. Yeah. I like that.
So thanks a lot. Now we'll be in touch. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Yeah, that breezed through. Wow. Cool. Thank you so much again.
All right, now take care.
Okay. Take care. Talk
All
to you
right.
soon. Bye.
Bye.